Title's gonna title. Title's gonna title. Title's gonna title. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Stay away from cities with dyke mayors. They spray the pipes major. Don't play with your life, player. Or shake the dice, player. But if you got a quota, then stay away from toddlers. These bitches are fight promoters. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Train your toddler. Please train your toddler. Whippings, timeouts, take her allowance. Cause I swear she will destroy your life if you allow it. Fucking, I'm tired of rapping. Yo, low, bring in the choir. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare.
Why are you moving out? Why did Daddy say so?
Because we were talking about every night, I wanted some boyfriends, so I'm moving out. Okay.
Because Daddy told you can't have a boyfriend in his house? So you're moving out?
Yes.
God damn it, I muted again. I just unmuted the mute. That's crazy. Alright. Fuck it. Start over. Because it's going to be quick anyway. Welcome to the Dirty Folks Daycare. I am your tolerologist, Dirty Folks. And we're going to get into the proceeding this evening real quick. Real quick. Shout out to those who told me I was muted and all that good cool shit. Gratitude. That's some real tribal shit. Don't let your boy be out here fucked up. Now, we're going to get straight into the course of the activity today. And apparently Bank of America has colored loans. We're going to bring slavery back, baby. We're going to put you where we want you to be. We got colored loans to give you this little field house to get you back in the sharecropping situation, right? I'm going to break down what it is, what it means, how it's rebranded, and how everything's about the rebrand. Everything about the rebrand, baby. So I told you, let these women, gays, and felons keep black. We're going to be irking, man. We're going to let these motherfuckers fuck all that FDA shit, because all that foundational black American shit, that includes toddlers. Do not do shit that includes toddlers. You need to separate yourself totally from the toddler and make her prove her loyalty to you to be able to rebrand in your tribe. Do not keep branding your ass by a crayon, my niggas, because these colors are dumb. Anyway, so let's get into the rebrand of the rebrand, because all of this, if you really want to be honest about it, is George W. Bush. George W. There was a guy, and I like the guy's name because he has a dope last name. His name was his last name was Summers. I can't remember his first name. Lawrence. His name was Lawrence Summers. Let me tell you about Lawrence Summers. Lawrence Summers was the Secretary of Treasury. Well, first he started off as the Secretary of something else under the Clinton administration. Then Summers became the Secretary of Treasury under the George W.'s administration. Then Lawrence Summers became the head of the HUD under the Obama administration. What does that mean? What that means is, in a lot of ways, even though you can't tell us the colors, because colors only like crayons and grape juice, when Trump said he was going to drain the swamp, you have to realize you had the same, regardless who your president was, you had the same cabinet since the Reagan administration. The only people that were replaced were to replace the people that died. Trump was right to try to drain the swamp. And one of the motherfuckers that fell by the wayside was Lawrence Summers. So let me tell you about this nigga Lawrence. Lawrence was there with the boom. That's why we on Al Gore's internet today, right? Getting good UV rays from Al Gore's ozone layer depletion. Shout out to Al Gore. But George W., when he first got into office, 9/11 happened. Maybe it's an inside job. That's not the discussion of this thread, of this strain. But during the housing crisis and doing all the things that subsequently came from that, Patriot Act, blah, 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 one of the things that slipped through the cracks was the housing crisis. Now, I was a mortgage broker in 2001. And the refi game was bananas, my nigga. Wasn't nobody buying houses. People were refining. People were refining from 10 and 15% APRs down to like 5-6%. Then it went from 5, they was getting like 2.5% on ARMs, on adjustable rate mortgages, which were like balloon payments. Like it'd be like 2% for 5 years, then it balloons to 11% or something like that. But they want you to come back in 5 years to refinance again. So really it was a Ponzi scheme. But while that was happening, they were giving out BC loans like crazy. A BC loan is basically when you can't qualify for a traditional loan, but they give you the loan anyway with extenuating circumstances, give you a higher credit, a higher interest rate, but you still get that slot. A BC loan is the home version of when you go to those buy here, pay here car lots. You know what I'm saying? That lets you pay weekly for your car, some shit, some crazy ass exorbitant rate because your credit ain't right and you ain't had a down payment. It was booming. Folks was getting that guap. And then around 2004, 2005, that was the first cracks in the facade. And the reason, because it didn't hit anybody yet. The reason I knew that it was cracking is because 2005, I went out to Detroit. And things were closing in Detroit. Because it hits these liberal towns that don't have a lot of industry the hardest, right? So Detroit felt it first. And I was talking to some ballers out there. They're like, yo, man, I have to shut down the nightclub. People ain't coming because niggas got to tie their purse straps. Now, when people start cutting back on entertainment budgets, that is an indicator that something's coming, right? So he telling me like, yo, I had to shut down the club. Coco fat ass. Shout out to Coco. The comedian. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about it, even though Coco tried to rape me. Coco crazy shit. Anyway, my man's in there was the private investor for Coco's comedy club, along with other things, and that had to take a hiatus. And Coco was trying to smash me shit to try to get them to open it back up. I'm like, bitch, I ain't got nothing to do with that, and I don't fuck fat bitches. But anyway, I digress. So I saw that in 2005. I got out the mortgage shit, started doing property management. By 2007, housing bust. Smack your ass. Housing bust. Obama comes in. In 2008. Takes that same guy, Lawrence Summers, and makes him the head secretary of HUD, Housing and Urban Development. The first thing Lawrence Summers does is they make a committee to start a commission, because you got to understand all this shit was already in play. And they came out with something called the Neighborhood Stabilization Act. And they also had the Neighborhood Stabilization Plan or Zone or something. But one was federal, and then they had statewide ones, and they had the federal one. The federal one paid the state, because you know how the state do. The state still have the money from the government. Like Section 8 bitches. Anyway, because that's that price match shit. No matter what the state does to you, the feds will match dollar for dollar what the state do to you. Right? Okay, cool. So, I say all that to say, I'm about to go through a few things real quick. I just need y'all to understand that all this shit was already popping all the way up until Trump drained the swamp. And then everybody has to go rack and rebrand. Like black men need to be brand. Trap up. Alright, so this first clip is the actual story. Bank of America launches zero down payment mortgages to help minorities buy their first homes. Here's who can apply. Like I said, but y'all come in, man. Key points. Bank of America is launching a new zero. Hold on, let me make this bigger for y'all. Bank of America is launching a new zero down payment, zero closing costs mortgage products to help members of predominantly minority communities buy their first homes. Here's the thing. What they call primarily minorities communities, y'all call the hood. Niggas trying to get out the hood. Anyway, but that's why they're trying to keep you. You know what I'm saying? It make it easier for the Gestapo to find you, right? Anyway, the program called the Community Affordable Loan Solution will be available in certain cities, including black and or Hispanic/Latino neighborhoods. You see how they always do that black and brown shit? You could blame Jesse Jackson for that dumb shit. Because y'all niggas is cowards. Y'all niggas is so cowardly, man. Just a sidebar. I'm about to read this article, but just a sidebar. Y'all niggas are scared of girls, so I know y'all scared of other men. But y'all don't have to keep associating yourselves with other men. Let me say this shit, man, because I need a daycare fee for this. Y'all don't need to keep associating yourselves with other men. Have some fucking pride. Have some proprietoriness. You know, ain't no black and brown coalition, because the Mexicans don't fucking like you. There's no black and brown coalition. There's no black on black coalition. There's no American, indigenous, tawny and swarthy men and fucking Africans. That's not true. When's the last time an original American-born tawny man hung out with Nigerians? Close to never. I see these motherfuckers everywhere. They don't fuck with regular niggas. They do not. They get a video when they come over here telling them to stay away. Don't trust them new niggas over there. They do not fuck with you. They don't fuck with your women. When they fuck with women, they fuck with white girls. They're not your people. Not the Kenyans, not the Nigerians. The Jamaicans be fake, phony kicking it. But I got Jamaican friends. But Jamaicans are tribal too. They like music. They like smoking weed. They like a lot of shit that bottom barrel niggas like. So Jamaicans kind of fuck with you, and I got Jamaican friends. Shout out to Jamaicans, but besides the Jamaicans, ain't no motherfucker of your complexion, because y'all don't have the same phenotype, the same noses, lips, nothing. You can tell a motherfucker not of here. That's why you be like, damn, that nigga look Nigerian. Because he is Nigerian, because he not you, nigga. Quit going by color. This is not the crayon factory, my nigga. Matter of fact, I'm taking crayons back from LGBT. That's why I got this screen right here. Everything ain't about a goddamn color. Have some type of pride and proprietariness, some type of tribalism about you, my nigga. We can all get along. Ain't no beef. But be proprietary. This is my shit. All that black and brown shit be annoying the fuck out of me. And as soon as the Browns come, they run you out your own community. Fucking cowards, man. Niggas cannot gangbang property. Black men can't even be in a black frat. They want to be Greeks. Y'all niggas is... I hate niggas. Niggas ain't nothing but toddlers with penises. Anyway, back to the thing. So, the program called the Community Affordable Loan Solution will be available in certain cities, including black and or Hispanic Latino neighborhoods. Eligibility is based on income and home location. No minimum credit score or mortgage insurance is required. No minimum credit score? No insurance? Okay, let's play that game. Here's what makes it funny. Of course it's going to be in Detroit. The program is called the Community Affordable Loan Solution. It'll be available to certain markets, including majority black and or Hispanic neighborhoods in Charlotte, North Carolina. How many Charlottes is it? Anyway, Charlotte, North Carolina, Dallas, Detroit, Los Angeles, and Miami. Alright, cool. The loans are subject to rigorous underwriting and are based on credit guidelines, including on-time bill payments, including rent, utilities, phone, and auto insurance payments. Eligibility is based on income and home location. Very important. Income and home location, because they only doing this shit in certain locations. Okay, cool. No minimum credit score or mortgage insurance is required. If there's no minimum credit score required, then why are you worrying about the shit that would establish a credit score? You know what? I'm going to let colors color. I'm not even going. Okay. I'm going to let colors color. Before applying, applicants must complete a home buyer certification course provided by the Housing Counseling Partners, approved by Bank of America and HUD. Now, I might show you that shit. Okay, I will show you this. I'm only going to show this. Hold on. Look at me real quick while I pull up this website. Okay, so that's everyone, bro. I'm going to show you a few examples. That's some bullshit. It's always some bullshit. Of course I can't find it. That'd be too much like right. I know how to find it. I know how to find it. Okay, so here's the thing. What they're trying to tell you is, they're trying to tell you that Bank of America wants to send you to a class to learn how to be a homeowner in lieu of you paying a down payment and closing fees to be a homeowner. Okay. While that loads up, let's play this video. Can't play the video because it's loading up. And I don't want to take a break yet because I want you guys to get this knowledge. All right, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Bam. Okay, so let me show y'all something. Let's go back to this real quick. Here's the crazy thing. This is a very important thing, and then I'm going to switch off of this shit. U.S. home ownership rate climbed 65% in 2020. It was 43.4% for Black Americans, 51.1% for Hispanics, and 61.7% for Asians. That is a great rate. What the fuck is they talking about? But this is what I want to show you guys. Out the $15 billion community ownership commitment that Bank of America gave, they're trying to get 36,000 individuals to become homeowners by 2025. And they're also trying to go to, where all the other colors at? Atlanta, Chicago, Charlotte, Dallas, LA. Okay, cool. I didn't say Chicago the first time. The thing I want to show y'all is, it literally says in here that this is supposed to be for Black and brown people, but you don't have to be white. I mean, you don't have to be Black or brown to get the loan. Here you go. Applicants do not have to be Black or Hispanic to qualify for the loans. But the entire thing is called the fucking Black and Hispanic plan. Check this out, y'all. What they said was that you have to go to these, that you don't have to pay any insurance, and you got to go to a course. Remember that? You got to go to a home buyer certification course provided by Housing Counseling Partners approved by Bank of America. Okay, cool. And HUD. Okay, cool. Now, here's the thing. Let's see some of these things. Before it was called that, this is the rebrand. This is the rebrand, guys. What I just tell you about this Obama program. Before it was called the type of goofy ass name they give it this time. Before it was called the Community Affordable Loan Solution, it was called the Neighborhood Stabilization Program. The Neighborhood Stabilization Program was established for the purpose of providing emergency assistance and stabilize communities with high rates of abandoned and foreclosed homes, and to assist households whose annual incomes are up to 120% of the area median. Okay, cool. All of this plus this. But let's read it, because the NSP is an awful lot like the Community Affordable Loan Solution. It's just a rebrand, because there's nothing new under the sun. So, the NSP funds were used to establish financing mechanisms for purchase and redevelopment of foreclosed homes and residential properties. To purchase and rehabilitate homes and residential properties abandoned or foreclosed. Establish land banks for foreclosed homes. That's very important. We're going to talk about the land banks. Demolish blighted structures and redevelop demolished or vacant properties. When they redevelop demolished properties, that's a cute way of saying gentrification. And they give block grants for that. Let me tell y'all something real quick. Because I know a lot of niggas want to hear about how black women ain't shit, so, and Jap on, but and I appreciate the guys to sit with me. But let me explain something to y'all guys, man. Let me explain something to you guys. If the program was going to work in 2022, it would have worked in 2008. The professor said child support is free houses. That Section 8 is definitely free houses. I give you that. And they modified it so you can buy a house on Section 8. So a lot of these are about to be Section 8 houses too, these quote-unquote free houses. Guarantee you that shit. Because all this stuff is for women, gays, and felons, which brings us to the felon part. Do you notice that every city they named are sanctuary cities for all these Mexicans, these illegal wall jumpers? All the Haitians and Cubans hopping on rafts and sticks. They're taking all the sanctuary cities and they made it specifically. And they say black and Mexican, because if you put black on something, in the mind of Americans, that just means the poor and indentured. That's all it means. To the American ear, black means poor and indentured. In order to get to the demographic you really want to get to, you have to add something that people can't deny. Like yesterday, we were talking about interracial marriage. And in order for interracial marriage to be ratified, they just threw in gay marriage in there. Like, yeah, if mixed couples can get married, gays can get married. How do you make that correlation? You can't. Politicians can. Because their whole job is to argue like women, right? Be on the debate team, argue both sides, no conclusion. All they know is it should be safe for anybody who want to suck a dick to get married. And I don't care about that, but I'm just talking about how they slipped in the gay bill under the Black Voters Act and the interracial marriage bill. They just added all that shit together. The same way when they need to lift the debt ceiling, they'll just throw in the East-West Bank. No, I mean the Import-Export Bank. We're going to throw in the charter of the Import-Export Bank while we asking to raise the debt ceiling. Without an Import-Export Bank, you can't do overseas business. That affects every company with over 500 employees. That affects everybody that does Forex. It affects everybody that does crypto trading, because most of your crypto comes from overseas. That affects everybody who does online betting, because the server can't be in America because America gambling is illegal, quote unquote. So your server has to be offshore. So if you don't have the Import-Export Bank, then their sites have to be firewall blocked from America. It affects your way of life without an Import-Export Bank. So just slide that shit in. If you don't raise the debt ceiling, all the businesses are going to crash. This is what funky motherfuckers do. Now, so what they did was they add all that shit in for the gentrification. Now, when they first did that, and they give away houses now, while all this was happening, the first time in 2008, while all this was happening, the initial bill, why it did not work, is because you're a colored. Because you're a fucking colored. That's why it didn't work. That's why y'all need to vote for dirty folks or tribal warlord. But let me tell you what I mean why I say it didn't work, because you're a colored. I be at war with everybody. Niggas be like, okay, everybody. I do hate everybody because everybody anti-me. Now, what ended up happening was Obama slided $600 million to the Neighborhood Stabilization Act. $200 million went to OLA for the Mexicans. So don't give me that black and brown shit, because the Browns got their own $200 million. Y'all steady including them. They not including you. You fucking cowards. Anyway, $200 million went to OLA for the Mexicans. $200 million went to the Red Cross for the trailer parks. $200 million went to the Urban League for the coloreds. Of that $600 million, them 3 blocks of $200 million, guess which $200 million came up missing. Take a gander. Call the local office, they say call the downtown office. Call the Urban League downtown office, they say call DC. Call the DC office, they say, oh man, you in the XYZ region. For me, I'm in the Midwest region. You got to call the office in Minnesota. Call Minnesota. Oh, yeah, I know. Click. Don't answer the phone. Block the number. You know how I know I blocked the number? Because I called the motherfuckers over 60 times and went straight to voicemail. Grabbed somebody else's phone, called them, answered. Yo, what's up on that 200 mil? Block the number. Urban League stole your bread. And I tell you right now, if you go to the Urban League website right now, I bet they got white women telling you how to be black. I bet you if you scroll down on their upcoming events, it's going to be white women telling you how to be black. These motherfuckers ain't your friends, man. Only I'm your friend. Because only I give a fuck about you being a man. Everybody else just want to cater to white bitches that cater to black bitches and vice versa. Women, gays, felons. It's only about you if you commit a crime and then the police crack you in the head. Then they'll come. All the liberals will be your friend. You criminal motherfucker. They can't get a job, can't legally own a gun. So go ahead. If you can read above a 6th grade level, don't have a criminal record, you know what the fuck going on, you don't worship women, you think you're a man before you anything, and as a man you should get a man's piece of chicken, your own people will cancel you. Because they're not your people. Rebrand, tribe up. Anyway, so we are going to go back and talk about the fact that in order to get this, they had to have land banks. A land bank is not a bank per se. I'll give you an example of a land bank. Where is it at? Not one of these. I just be clicking shit. Let's see. Nope, that ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. Did I close it? I might have closed it. Let's go back. Let's go back. That's crazy. I had the tabs up here too. Here. No. Alright, let's look it up. Land bank. Switch to this tab. So I got the tab open already. Alright, land bank. This is an example of a land bank. What a land bank is, hold on, let me tell you exactly what it is. A land bank is not a bank at all. A land bank is a non-profit organization owned mostly by fucking Karens and Keishas. And they might find some cuckold nigga that love black pussy to be the face of it. You know, I know the nigga who behind this, but I ain't gonna say his name because we cool. Well, we alright. But he ain't did shit to me. So what they do is these nonprofits and these outliers, and I know a few of them. Like I said, I know a few of them. They will call somebody like Bank of America and say, Bank of America, I know we got these abandos. Let me borrow 1,000 houses. So Bank of America will give them 1,000 houses for $1 a piece, which Professor said in the chat, and I saw it, but I didn't want to acknowledge it because he was speedballing the course. So Bank of America give them 1,000 houses for $1 a piece and say, man, if you could rehab them and sell them, you can have them, right? So this nonprofit, what the nonprofit would do is they would take either the land deed or the property itself, and they won't do shit to it. They're just, sometimes they rehab it. But hold on, let me say this, because this was my personal graphic. This is how I fell out with JR. Me and JR cool now, but me and JR was falling out. JR and Mark Carter. JR and Mark, I got a video on that shit too somewhere, but JR and Mark got them 500 houses from Bank of America. Those 500 foreclosures around the same time when while the Urban League was stealing 200 mil, And while they were setting up all these neighborhood stabilization acts and funds and programs, all that shit. Bank of America, 500 houses. Here, take these 5. Let's see what you do with it. It was a front, like a good drug dealer should, right? Mark don't give a shit. Mark wanted to gut him out, sell him to upscale black people, start a whole upper middle class black neighborhood in the middle of Chicago and make it his own version of Black Wall Street. That's what Mark wanted to do, but he didn't really have the support to do it. But he was one of the plugs. What JR wanted to do, JR had the construction team. JR wanted to rehab the houses and give them away free to single mothers. And which I'm like, JR, what the fuck is wrong with you? I said, well, look, if you just giving away houses, y'all got 500 houses. Loan your boy 5 cribs, man. Give me 3. Give me 3 cribs. I want to do something real quick. Man, oh, you all right, but you're going to give it to the single mothers? I was like, no. I'm going to give it to young men who need a house. Because if you give a man a house, he builds a family. You give a woman a house, she don't need no man. You giving these single mothers a house is destroying the very community you think you're saving. You cannot save anything via a woman. They're only destroyed. They never build. They only destroy. The only value they have is the value you have to give them when you give them semen. They pussy ain't even worth nothing to they self without a dick. They have no value without you. So you need to put value in your means. Man, but I was raised by a single mother. Anyway, Hope jagged off 500 houses. 500 houses. Whole fucking thing went down, exploded at City Hall. I didn't get my 3 free houses. Anyway, I'm not mad about it because I did no work for it, and that was an entitlement on my part. Like, yo, give your boy 3 houses. I just think it's cool that had it worked out, that before these funky ass black bitches cancel me, that I was just cool enough to nigga just like, yo, take 3 houses. That's just dope. Anyway, so with that being said, niggas like JR and Mark, both Marks actually, both JRs actually. Anyway, what they would do was they get these houses, ironically enough, from Bank of America, all these foreclosed houses. Then they would set up a program. Remember the first thing said that you can have the house? Let's go back. Let's go back. Before applying, applicants must complete a home buyer certification course provided by the Housing Counseling Partners approved by Bank of America and the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Remember that? That's in this new rebrand that they call in the urban, whatever the fuck they call. Remember the original Neighborhood Stabilization Act? How they said they had to establish land banks? That's what a land bank is. A land bank is rebranded as a home buyer certification course. It's the same shit. And all those are non-profits that the bank uses to dump properties they don't want in fucked up neighborhoods. And what the site does is you go in there and they take care of the application process for the bank. They really the middleman for the bank, but they have all the responsibility to the bank. So I'll show you something. So whatever you want to do, you'll go through them. So they'll take care of your bid, blah, blah, blah. What I want to show you, the thing that I thought was very amusing, but makes perfect sense, is Cook County Land Bank Authority. Don't worry about that. That's what CCLBA means, because I'm using the Cook County version. But everybody got their own version. They give you a list of houses, and I know where these houses are. I know where all these, I'm in Chicago. Of course I know where all these houses are. And when I tell you, gentlemen, 96th and Avenue L, that's where the Mexicans was trying to shoot at us, nigga. Because all this black and brown shit don't mean nothing, bro. Them motherfucking Mexicans was in at us, bro. This is like in 1996, 1997. They was trying to run up out that motherfucker. Because when you get 96, all the avenues got letter. We was on Avenue O. So that's L. So it's L, M, N, O. 4 blocks away from this, these motherfuckers was chasing us out their hood, nigga. Or was it Avenue M? Might have been Avenue M. Fuck them people, man. Fuck them goddamn Mexicans over there in Avenue Alphabet. Fuck them. But anyway, bad neighborhood. That's my point. This one. Well, actually, all these except the 85th Street ones. All of these are Inglewood. Now, I don't care where you are in America. You heard about Inglewood in Chicago, so you can imagine what type of neighborhood these are from, right? Now, here's what I want to show you. They got all these dilapidated properties in some of the highest crime areas ever. And then that's the properties that Bank of America uses the land banks to, what they call it? Use the land banks to create the home buyer certification courses, so you can get one of these raggedy ass houses in one of these murderous ass neighborhoods. And then they still tell you, I want to read this to you because I think this shit is amazingly hilarious. The mission is to breathe new life into abandoned, tax delinquent properties in Cook County, but that could be any county. When we rescue a property, it connects it to a new developer or homeowner. Because I told you, man, that the whole setup is really for gentrification. But anyway, let me go back. When they rescue a property and connects it to a new developer or homeowner, it follows the property to ensure that it is revitalized and maintained. Among other tools, Cook County, whatever the fuck, uses a deed restriction that requires the new owner to rehabilitate the property within a reasonable time frame. The CCLBA works with the new owner to ensure they complete the rehabs and may provide extensions if circumstances support one. However, in some unfortunate cases, the CCLBA needs to exercise its right to re-enter the property and find a new owner to take action. Let me tell y'all something, dog. I've never been a sharecropper. That sounds like some sharecropping shit. I don't know. Never been a sharecropper. Because I don't trust them new niggas over there. But that sounds like sharecropper shit. I want you to work the land, till the land. But if you don't pick enough cotton, we rescind the right to take the house and the land because you ain't give us enough cotton. Sound like sharecropper shit to me, bro. Sponsored by the motherfucking Urban League and your community activists. Because community activists can't count. They can't read or count. All they can do is act. You don't have to be smart to act. Act is in the description. They activist, right? Okay. We're going to take a quick break, then we're going to play videos from MSNBC talking about this shit, and then I'm going to show you the real cost of free shit. I'll be right back.
Dirty folks. Dirty folks. Dirty folks. Know your soul. Know your soul.
Toddler tales are crazy stories that could only happen to me. Each tale is endorsed by Toddlerology and the Marry Your Secretary courses. In a world where toddlers are only loyal to her employer, learn the skills needed to train your toddler to work at your relationship like she works at her job. There's courses for every level of your relationship status, including polygamy. Need support? Join scheduled study groups with other Toddlerology members. Click the link below. And now, back to today's story. Alright guys, the reason I'm going to show you these two videos right here is because one talks about the mortgage rates and the other one talks about the demand for new mortgages. And all that would explain why they rebranded this bum property dump. And it wasn't even a dump in 2008. In 2008, people really had just lost their homes. And they were telling people of the community, if they lived in that community for 5 years or more that they could get a house. This was the original program. The original program was the Neighborhood Stabilization Act, was to stabilize communities by allowing people of that community, if they lived in that community more than 5 years, or had some type of ties to the community, grew up, childhood neighborhood, whatever, they could buy any house that was foreclosed for $100. Then they would be responsible to rehab the house themselves and live in it or sell it. But they had to have it on record. They had to make payments for a year, right? That was it. Now, in 2008, considering the housing crisis started in 2006, there were a lot of freshly foreclosed houses in 2008. It was a program for the time. But because the Urban League stole all the money, and because the aldermen of those neighborhoods were not helping black men, as a matter of fact, they were selling the contracts then to Lithuanians. And I told y'all the story before how I got into it with the alderman, because I tried to get them to sign my waiver for me to get a book deal for the jails. And while I was in there, there were 4 or 5 older gentlemen in there that wanted to buy the properties on their own block, and the alderman wouldn't give them a permit and said, we already sold those homes to a Lithuanian contracting company. People outside the community, but this is supposed to be the alderman for the people who live in the Providence. These people are not your friends. All the bad things that happen to you is because of baby boomers and black women. I swear to God. I swear to you, bro. And any nigga that listen to a woman who be like, black is black, and they celebrate women achievement, he your enemy too. Anybody who wants to see your girl wearing shoes, clothes in general, of course, but shoes, outside, instead of barefoot, in the kitchen, he your ops, B. He your motherfucking enemy, bro. He gonna set you up over a bitch. And you know my number 2 rule in life is not to go out by a simp over a bitch. That includes, if you kill a man economically, it's like you killed him, bro. These motherfuckers is killing you. These fucking Keishas won't hire you when they're human resources. They kill you economically. They send their brothers to kill you because he a gangbanger. These motherfuckers is not your friends. But you support them over a crayon? Y'all niggas is nuts. And look for other men. I saw that motherfucker. What's that coward ass nigga name? This is just a vent right now. I'm about to get back to what I was about to say. But this one's a quick vent. Dennis Sperling. Motherfucking Dennis Sperling. This coward shit has to stop. Y'all gotta try, but man, y'all cannot be cowards your whole fucking lives just because y'all were born and raised by cowards who thought that sitting down, getting people to spit in their sandwiches was fighting. Bro, y'all gotta do better, man. I swear to God, y'all do. Too bad y'all don't want a leader. We can lead ourselves. Y'all need a leader. What y'all want is a martyr. Want a motherfucker to die and y'all celebrate his death instead of following instructions and getting where the fuck you gotta go. Yo, this Dennis Sperling shit pissed me off earlier this morning. I've been snapping all day on Facebook. It says Latino and African men come from patriarchal cultures where family comes first. There's a lot that we as black American men can learn from them. I can't learn a motherfucking thing from a Latino except how to gangbang. And we taught them how to gangbang. That's all a Latino could teach me is how to gangbang. And we already gangbang tribal. And African men? Patriarchal? How do you put African men and patriarchal in the same sentence? These motherfucking Africans think the whole world is their welfare center. And the whole goddamn world, their welfare program. And the Africa is the hood. And they celebrate getting out the hood. They always celebrate getting out of Africa. Like you celebrate getting out of matriarchal community. And then wherever they go, all that patriarchy shit he talking about, what's the first thing these goddamn Nigerians, Kenyans, Senegalese do? Try to find a white woman. Have you ever seen a group of Nigerian niggas hollering at black bitches? Say you $40 if you show me a picture. All they chase is white women. Patriarchal my ass. These motherfuckers. But everybody needs a man. Everybody needs a man. But y'all colors are afraid of men. Because y'all think y'all the only good man. Trouble. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, I hate this nigga so much. I swear to God I do. Fucking cowards. Anyway, so that's what they doing. So they coming through and they give you houses and they take it away because it's not their shit and it's not your shit. And because they own a deed on the house that you paying for until you got it all the way paid off, that also means that when gentrification comes, they can move you around. And Bank of America is trying to unload those same houses that they could have got rid of in 2008 before all the fucking crackheads and dope fiends came in, taking the copper out the walls, taking the plumbing, stealing the water heater because they got to get high. So all those houses that could have been sold in 2008, 2009 through this very Neighborhood Stabilization Act, using the same funds in the same houses from Bank of America, honestly, 20 years later, 15 years later, shit. So now they got to beg you to take it. Like, yo, if you move in this particular neighborhood, we'll give it to you free. No closing costs. You can have it. Because they already got paid for it. They already sold the notes on it to China or some shit. They trying to triple bubble. Because it took the initial payment all the way up until the day you couldn't pay it. And you had to foreclose. So they got that money. So they probably got the money back that they spent on the house. But they sold the note to China. And now they trying to sell a house again. Very smart, shrewd business. I'm not knocking the business. I'm just informing you guys, don't trust them new niggas over there. And on top of that, this really ain't for black people. This is for all these goddamn foreigners that's over here in these sanctuary cities looking for housing so they can take your slot. All the cities they name have laws that say that you can vote even if you're not a citizen, which is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. What nation lets a person not of their nation vote in their nation? These motherfucking liberals. Don't trust these new niggas over there. This is a coup by these fucking socialists that your girlfriend like because she get a free house and free cheese. Let's watch this video real quick about what the insurance rates are looking like they're about to go down to. Then we'll watch a secondary video about what's really popping in these cold, cruel streets. And then I'm going to show you how much free really costs.
Do you think we're going from boom, which is an unbelievable boom, obviously? Are we going from boom to bust? Will we make that full move, do you think, or are we going to stop somewhere before that?
In housing, I mean, that's what we've been talking about. You had two economists last week call it a housing recession. I think it's a correction. It's not going to be a total bust like we saw before because this is not the same kind of market. There's still demand. If we could get more supply in there and get prices down a little bit. But I'm going to talk about mortgages, okay? Here we go. Mortgage demand still cratering right around a 22-year low. And I'm going to offer you a tiny glimmer of hope, Joe. Hope here. First-time buyers may be slowly returning. Mortgage applications to buy a home fell 1% last week compared with the previous week. That's according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. Volume was 21% lower, though, than the same week 1 year ago. There was, however, a jump in demand for government-backed loans. That's
Government-backed FHA loans, which are normally some of the cheapest loans, are 4% for a FHA loan versus conventional loans that are, I don't know how you can be minus 2%, but maybe they'll explain that. How the fuck can you be minus 2%? All right, let's go.
FHA and VA, which offer lower down payments, and these are loans that are favored by first-time buyers. Those were up 4% for the week, and the average loan size is dropping. That's indicating more buyers on the lower end of the market. This, though, even as interest rates shot back up, the average...
Shout out for people that say that $400,000 house and less is the lower side of the market. Shout out to that, man. Motherfuckers got real bread out here, man, when they don't date black women.
on the 30-year fixed increased to 5.65% from 5.45%. That's for loans with 20% down. And that rate was right around 3% a year ago. As a result, demand for refinances dropped another 3% for the week and were 83% lower than the same week 1 year ago. Rates started this week even higher as investors worry again about potential recession and await what some expect to be more hawkish news at the Fed.
So here's the thing. I just want to show y'all this real quick. When people were refinancing like crazy in the early 2000s, they were getting ARMs of around 2%. But a lot of people were trying to get down from 10, 15%. When my parents bought a house in 1970, their mortgage was 15%. When they refinanced in the 1980s, it went down to 12%. In 2000, that shit dropped down to 5%. Right? So these are all-time low rates for homes. If you're talking about a 30-year span, this is just a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. But I'm saying over the last 30 years, mortgage rates have dropped precipitously. So now you're looking at the rise and fall of the actual interest rate. So now people think the interest rate shouldn't be more than 5%, but this is about what they are right now, 5%. All right, 5%. For people, let me take it back 10 seconds. For people who drop 20% down on their house. Let her say that again.
And the same week 1 year ago, rates started this week even higher as investors worry again about potential recession and await what some expect to be more hawkish news at the Fed conference in Jackson Hole. So, Joe, was that whiny enough, or what you were looking for?
I ain't got time for to have banner. But they, like you said at the bottom, it said they're reaching 6%. Let me show you.
Their toll. Mortgage refinance demand dropped an outsized 14% last week compared with the previous week, and it was down 54% from a year ago. That's all according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. No surprise, given that the average.
So what they're saying is nobody's refinancing because everybody already refinanced last year, and there's not that many new home buyers. So it's a stagnant market. They're trying to figure out a way to get rid of all these fucking houses, the garbage houses off their block, and they're not redeveloping right now.
Average rate on the popular 30-year fixed jumped to 4.5% from 4.27% the previous week. That's for loans with 20% down.
Loans with 20% down. She said it again. That is a very turtle-looking woman, but shout out to her. Shout out to her, man. 20% down. Now, what are we looking at here? We're looking at a program that says 0% down for a mortgage payment and 0% on closing. They want 5% at 0% down, at 20% down. So let's do the math on that, guys. This is Bank of America's loan calculator. I already put a number in. Here's what's so crazy. Their own mortgage loan calculator won't allow me to put in less than 5% of the purchase price. I tried to put a down payment of 0, and it says, yo, you got to enter at least 5% down. She was talking about putting 20% down, right? 5% of, and I went down to $150,000 because them houses in those communities can't be more than $150,000. But let's, no, we're going to keep it $150,000. So this is what they'll do. They'll tell you got to take $150,000, right? Then they'll say, man, your down payment was supposed to be $7,500 at the lowest because that's the lowest rate you can have. And they'll give you an alert. Private mortgage insurance must be required for loans with a down payment of less than 20%. Now let's go right back to what they said right here, though. Remember what they said to us right here? Eligibility based on income and home location, no minimum credit score or mortgage insurance required. You see this shit right here? But yet still on their very calculator, they're telling you that private mortgage insurance may be required for loans less than 20%, and they're talking 0%. So what they're going to do is they're also going to give you your own insurer, which is going to jack your price up even more. Even more. They're going to jack your ass again on the insurance lick because you ain't got no fucking private insurance. You ain't got no money. You trying to get a zero down, right? Now, their current rate right now is 5.8, so 6%. They want 6% for 5% down on a 30-year fix. They want 6%. The APR on that is 6.5%. So that means that your basic rate is 6%, and then they want 6.5% on reoccurring debt or revolving debt. You have a revolving debt APR of 6.5% on top of a rate for the initial loan of 6%. Let's do the math on that, because I don't think you guys understand. We went $150,000, right? And we're gonna give you a rate of 6%. So they're adding another $9,000 per month. Stretched out though. Stretched out over the course of your 30-year mortgage for your insurance rate, right? I can tell you already. I'll tell you exactly how much you're gonna pay for the house. $150,000 house at 5% for 30-year mortgage is $375,000 you paid total with 5% down and a 6% rate. So this is what they're trying to get at you. But they know you're not gonna stay there long enough to pay the whole $375,000 for a $150,000 house. They know you're not, because they're gonna move you around. That's why they told you here that, man, they exercise the right to re-enter the property and find a new owner, because they plan on taking your shit again. But we playing the game right now. We playing the game with them. So if this is, hold on, I didn't do the insurance calculator. My bad. Let's do the housing insurance calculator. They say you can calculate the approximate cost of a homeowner's insurance by dividing the value of your home by $1,000, then multiplying the result by $3.50. All right. So in our fictitious home, our fictitious home was $150,000. So they want you to divide that by 10% and then multiply that That makes no sense. It kind of does. By $3.50. Nah, that made no sense. Is there a percent button on here? There's a percent. Wait, is there a percent button? There you go. So let's do it again. 150,000 divided by 10%. Shit, that's what I had. And then it said multiplying the result by $3.50. This makes no sense though. Do it like this. Because I don't think these fucking know what they're talking about. That's more like it. Times $3.50. So that's an additional $525 on your insurance, right? And I don't even think I did that mail right. I need the calculator. Here you go. Let's do a home insurance calculator. $150,000. Let's say they poor. Let's say they got less than $50,000 worth of shit. Let's say they poor, less than $100,000. Ain't nobody gonna get a free house. We want the lowest rate because, you know, niggas is cheap. And our fictitious thing, the address was man, that's stupid. How they gonna have a whole insurance calculator? I ain't going through all that shit. I'm gonna find me a new calculator. That's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna use a new calculator. I want to see how much you guys have to add on top of. But I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this number right here, cause this number sound right. $525. So $525 divided by 12 months is $43.75. So that's $43.75 plus the initial $889 equals $932.75. So you got a house for free, quote unquote, but it's $932.75. Now I'm gonna give y'all. Yeah, you probably gonna lose, good bread. So here's the thing. Out that $932.75, in order for you to be able to get a crib, that means your PMI, your DTI, your debt to income ratio, your DTI has to be under 45%. So that means they have to make at least $2,000 a month, maybe $2,200, which is fair enough. $2,200 a month is $550 a week, which is roughly $14 an hour. To get a house at $14 an hour, and your mortgage is 2 paychecks, then your light, gas, annual water bill, another paycheck. By this ratio, you only got 1 paycheck to spend. You got $500 to your name that month to live in the hood with shooting everywhere, sons of single mothers trying to kill other sons of single mothers. And you living off $545 after you pay all your bills per month. That's $100 a week to spend. But you're a homeowner. No, so man, like I said, man, I used to do mortgages, yo. I'm saying, and I pay bills. But yeah, it sounds about right. I mean, if I'm off, I'm only off by like $100. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm off $100, but that raises another $80 a month or $8 a month. I mean, look. I'll take it. If I'm off $8 a month, I'll take that L. But my point is, you still only got $500 a month to spend if you need to get a free house. This is not a good deal for a working man, but it's a great deal for those bitches who use HUD to use Section 8 to get a free house anyway, because they don't care where they live. But here's the thing. You got to gut the house out. You got to fix the house up. So the house may only be worth $30,000, right? Because it's gut. You need full guts. You're going to need a new water heater, new pipes. You might need new wires. It's it's a distressed house in an indentured community. They're not giving you the best cribs. If I was more familiar with Charlotte, North Carolina, I would pull up Charlotte, the list for Charlotte's indentured houses that they got. And I bet you if somebody from Charlotte saw that list, they'd be like, man, fuck no, I ain't living over there. I bet you they would. They don't trust them new niggas over there neither. My point is, this is so these goddamn illegal aliens can come to the hood, all these fucking foreigners, all these Haitians, all these Mexicans, and do what broke foreigners with no ties to the land does, and raise the crime rate and fuck up the community, just like what happened when they tore the projects down and took all them project niggas and put them into residential neighborhoods. And now y'all yelling, Chicago got hella murders. Chicago got hella murders because them niggas was supposed to be in a zoo they was raised in. You was not supposed to tear down a 26-story zoo and put these motherfuckers around civilized people. Goddamn liberals, let y'all play that color game. You ain't got shit in common with a project nigga. Raised by homeowners your whole life, and here come these project niggas who used to shoot us off the roof, selling drugs in the front with motherfucking security in the parking lot. All they know is fucking dysfunction. They mama's dysfunctional, they dysfunctional, and you take these dysfunctional motherfuckers strictly based off color and say we're gonna send them to a quote unquote black neighborhood. It's not what the fuck was supposed to be. For free. All these people bought their homes. They had to go to the Bank of America's, the Chase Bank, the Wells Fargo's. They had to put in applications. They had to show their work history. They had to show their ability to pay in a timely manner. They had to have, a lot of times you had to be married, especially if you got the house during like between the 1960s and the 1980s. You had to be married. We're going to take these families, these nuclear families, motherfuckers who pay their bill, and then we're going to take all these fucking sons of single mothers and all these fucking ghetto bitches fresh out the projects and be like, you know what? We're going to boom. Put them in the middle of a working class neighborhood. It's the rats. When y'all talk about the test with the rats, it's the rats. And they only did that shit because of color. They're all black though. Get off that black shit. Leave that black shit for women, gays, and felons. If you know you a tawny or a swarthy girl who cool, if she denounce blackness, you can bring her with you after we rebrand, but she can't never say she black, nigga, because black is not a color. Black is a culture. And it's a horrible fucking culture. Where the women want to be second worst and want the men to be the worst, but also want men to be awesome so he can do shit for her. Because they bipolar bitches. They should never talk with clothes on. They should just follow instructions. Their life would be happy as fuck. But, yeah. So, all I want to say on that is what I said on that. Oh, I did want to say one more thing before I let y'all go. So, remember we talked about Bank of America, in order to get rid of them raggedy ass houses, had to go through a land deed company. What a land deed company is, in all essentialness, is property management company for poor people. That's basically what they are. Property management company for poor people. But what I said 10 years ago is what I'm going to say today, except 10 years ago, I was under the preconceived notion that I was black until I realized I wasn't, because I wasn't a woman, gay, or a felon when we started the headache. But I knew I was a man back then because I didn't want to live around no bitches. And this is the same shit. The same thing that they're doing right here is the same program that we set up for ourselves over here. Just for men. It's like, it ain't Section 8 for men. It's housing for men. We're talking about this back then. Only thing you can't say is men. So what you do is, voucher program allows single males between the ages of 18 to 45 an opportunity to purchase newly remodeled home with minimal finance and employment requirements. It's just a program for men. Y'all don't think it's weird that women get free housing, that gays get gay housing, that the elderly get housing, that everybody has a program for them, a system for them, while black men complain about the system. No, and then they don't support the men who put a system in for them. Like, yo, I got a system for y'all. Oh, that shit ain't gonna work. So it worked for everybody else. The gays, the Jews, the foreigners, the illegals, the women, the fucking elderly. A system worked for everybody else. But you being a heterosexual man, a system ain't gonna work for us, boss. You fucking cowards. Love each other. Hold on. Let me do the cash apps. Shout out to XL Pro for the $5 cash app.
Mama,
Shout out to Zone for the $2 cash app.
Mama,
Appreciate you guys. As always, love each other as you love yourself. Feed the pack.
the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Stay away from cities with dyke mayors. They spray the pipes major. Don't play with your life, player. Or shake the dice, player. But if you got a quota, then stay away from toddlers. These bitches are fight promoters. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Train your toddler. Please train your toddler. Whippings, timeouts, take her allowance. Cause I swear she will destroy your life if you allow it. Fucking, I'm tired of rapping. Yo, low, bring in the choir. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare.
Why are you moving out? Of what? Why did Daddy say so?
Because we were talking about every night, I wanted some boyfriends, so I'm moving out.
Because Daddy told you can't have a boyfriend in his house? So you're moving out?
Yes.
Dirty folks. Dirty folks. Dirty folks. Knows your soul. Knows your soul.
Toddler tales are crazy stories that could only happen to me. Each tale is endorsed by Toddlerology and the Marry Your Secretary courses. In a world where toddlers are only loyal to her employer, learn the skills needed to train your toddler to work at your relationship like she works at her job. There's courses for every level of your relationship status, including polygamy. Need support? Join scheduled study groups with other Toddlerology members. Click the link below. And now, back to today's story.